Brian Nickell back here at Fort Morgan High School as they get ready for some introductions here of players. So we'll see if we can try and catch who they've got here. Starting for the Weld Central Rebels, and it looks like it will be a senior Noah Senna, and then Leighton Utek, a junior. That will be followed by Kevin Schaefer, a senior, along with Bryce Andrews, a sophomore. And then last but not least will be Daniel Begler, a junior for Weld Central. And for your Fort Morgan Mustangs, it will be Jacob Ortega, a senior, Jackson Langford, a junior, Fernando Marquez, a sophomore. Looks like Nick Beltran will get the start tonight, a junior, and that will be followed up, looks like, by Adam Cardona, a senior. So we'll see if the Mustangs can copy what the girls did. Mustangs not with much of a inside presence with Nick Norris out. Adam Cardona does what he can. So they do start the Daniel Begler. He is 6'9". Thin as a rail, though. Not a lot of meat on him, but we'll see if Adam Cardona can move him around a little bit underneath. So the Mustangs come into this game at 5-12 overall, 1-10 in league. But once again, this is not a league game. Weld Central comes in, as I said, 11-4 overall, 3-0 in league. They average 59 points a game. The Mustangs are averaging at 58.2 points per game. And if you have listened to John Beltran here in the past at all, 60 points seems to be the magic number for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Much better winning percentage when they hit that 60-point mark. So we'll see if they can get their offense online tonight against this Weld Central team. So get the introductions here and we will get started with the opening tip, and that is brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. Things happen in life. Make sure you're prepared with the right insurance coverage. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance in Brush and Fort Morgan. So Jackson Langford to jump against Daniel Begler. I would guess that Begler will probably win this tip as we get started here. And they just did a moment. They're just doing a thing here for the Weld Central. Did have a young man killed in a car wreck this past week. So the tip did go to the Weld Central Rebels, but they put it down and had some hugs, and now Fort Morgan will inbound it and they will turn it over to the Rebels. So the Rebels will inbounds far side. So I'm sure this is a tough time for the community of Kersey and the Weld Central School, that is for sure. So they will get this with Bryce Andrews now over on the far side to Utek. He's going to hand it off to Schaefer. Schaefer being guarded by Langford. Now Beltran guards Utek. Now the ball is going to be off of Fort Morgan and out of bounds. So the Rebels will inbound right baseline of their basket. As they look to get it in, they get it into Begler, being guarded by Cardona. Now out front to Senna. Senna picks it up. He tried to go underneath. Looks like the Mustangs, I believe they're in a man-to-man defense here with Utek. Now they get it into the hands of Senna. He's going to drive it down, hands it off Now to Bryce Andrews, and he goes up with the bucket to start off the scoring. Now they're going to put on a full court press here. Jackson Langford into the front court. He's going to drive it all the way down. Layup is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Cardona. And then a foul on the far side, and that will be on Jacob Ortega, his first, team first. But Jackson Langford with a reverse layup that came up just short. Then the ball was rebounded by Cardona and then taken away. So now in the offensive end is Leighton Utek. So he hands it off to Noah Senna out front, being guarded by Fernando Marquez. On the far side, once again to Utek. Now underneath to Andrews. His little jumper is in and out, rebounded by Cardona. His second rebound of the night. Now Fernando Marquez trying to drive at Langford for the three, and that is up and no good. Rebounded by Cardona, his third of the night. And then he is going to be fouled on the, see if it's on the shot. No, it is not. It's on the floor. And that will go against Utek. That will be his first. So the Mustangs will inbounds left baseline of their basket with Marquez gets it into Langford out at the three-point circle. Now to Cardona out top. Now to Ortega. Hands it off to Marquez once again out on that left wing. Back to Ortega out at the top. Hands it off to Beltran. Back to Marquez to Langford over in the left corner. And then back out to Beltran on the near side. 2-0 Weld Central. As the Mustangs look to try to get something going here with their offense. So Marquez back to Ortega. Ortega is going to dribble it down. Now it's going to be off of Weld Central and out of bounds. So Mustangs will retain possession. Ortega to inbounds right of their baseline. As they do get it into Langford. Marquez back to Ortega. Ortega for the three. Looks good. It's off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Cardona. His fourth of the night. Shot was up and good. And that was up and good by Fernando Marquez. Down court is Bryce Andrews. Now up top is Noah Senna. And that is in and out. It's going to be rebounded. It's going to be taken away finally. And then down, they're going to call a foul on Fort Morgan, but the rebound, see if I can get a number here. That rebound did go to Utek. But Jackson Langford with the foul. Team second. Now up top is Andrews. Gets it over on the far side to Senna. Back up top to Utek. Now over on this near side and underneath the Senna. And a foul is going to be called on the shot on Cardona. And Senna with the bucket. So that will be Cardona's first. But Senna with the to the line to shoot one. So 4-2 Mustangs here as we play early in this first period. Free throw is up and good. The Mustangs get the ball into the back court. Bounce pass to Marquez, to Beltran, and then tap to, and underneath on the far side to Marquez. That is up and good for the three. Fernando Marquez with the three-pointer. 5-5 here as we play. Now a foul in the backcourt, and that will be on Fernando Marquez. That will be his second, team third. And now into the game for the Mustangs will be Braden Fajardo, Fernando Marquez to take a seat. So nice job so far by Adam Cardona in on the boards. He has got 4 so far here in this first period. So Noah Senna out front, hands it off to Utek, being guarded by Beltran. Now over on the far side to Andrews. Now Bagler out front, back to Utek out top. Keeps his dribble alive, hands it off to Senna. Senna's going to drive it down. And then a foul is going to be called on Beltran. His first, team fifth. as they will now inbounds left baseline, and they do get it into UTEC. On the far side now. Back to Senna out at the 3 for the three-pointer. That is up and good for Senna. 8-5 here is Weld Central. They get the ball into the hands of Jackson. Nice bounce pass to Fajardo. Up and good. Is Braden Fajardo. Now into the hands of Andrews. Now Begler, and that foul is going to be on the floor, and that will be Jacob Ortega. And that will be his second. But it was on the floor. So into the game now will be Briggs Wheatley along with Caden Edson, his first action here in a number of weeks after he suffered a high ankle sprain. So we'll see how long he goes here tonight as they get the ball into Begler now up top to Andrews. Andrews once again, Schaefer. Schaefer is going to be called for the travel. They have called that a number of times tonight in the girls game here along with the boys game now. Into the game will be Wade Fifault. Yeah, I didn't catch the other one, but Begler is out, and so is UTEC. So Wheatley to Fajardo, back to Wheatley on the near side. Wheatley to Jackson Langford down the lane, and they're going to call a foul on the drive. And that foul will be on LeConte. It'll be his first. Vince LeConte. So Fajardo to inbound right baseline of their basket. As they need to get it in, they get it in to Edson in the right corner. Picks up his dribble now to Wheatley to Fajardo. His 3 is going to be short. I believe it was partially blocked. Should have been a over the back foul on Andrews. He put a hand right on the back of Jackson Langford. And it now into the front court is Kevin Schaefer. Back to Senna out on the left wing. Picks up his dribble. Back to Schaefer. Schaefer's going to pick up his dribble. Back to Senna. They got to get a hand on him. That 3 is up and good. Back-to-back threes by Noah Senna. 11-7. Weld Central now to Adam Cardona. Cardona's going to drive it. His layup is going to be up and good for Adam Cardona. His bucket, 11-9. With Schaefer as he gets it off, hands it off to Senna. As he's going to look on the far side to LeConte. LeConte being guarded by Cardona. Ball is going to be tipped by Cardona and out of bounds. So now Jesse Campa into the game for Adam Cardona. Rebels to inbounds. Right baseline, they get it into LeConte. Now back to Senna out at the point. Schaefer on the far side, back to Senna, and that 3 is up and good. Senna is on fire from behind the line. 9 points here quickly. 3 threes. So 14-9 Weld Central. They're going to have to get somebody out on Senna. Get a hand in his face. They can't let him set up and get shots out there. So Fajardo on the far side now to Langford. Back to Fajardo for a 3, and that is up off the rim and no good. And finally taken away by Langford, and that shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Campa, and he is going to be fouled. And that foul is going to go on Fifault. His first, team third. So Jesse Campa to go to the line to shoot 2. See, that first one is in and out. We'll go back. The first Fort Morgan basket of the game is brought to you by Cargill Meat Solutions. Cargill works with the community to make sure there are jobs for the members of the communities they're in. So free throw number 2 up and in for Jesse Campa, his first point of the night. 14 points here for the Weld Central Rebels. It'll be 14-10. As they get it out to Andrews out at the point, he's going to little jumper up and no good, going to be rebounded, and the foul is going to be called on Fifault as he goes over the back of Langford. So that will be 2 fouls on Wade Fifault. So Briggs Wheatley to bring the ball up. Gets it over to Edson, back to Wheatley. Now into the corner to Langford. He's going to pick up the dribble, and that ball is going to be taken away on the pass. And down the lane, shot is going to be up and good by Kevin Schaefer. His first bucket of the night. The Mustangs lose it through the hands of Jesse Campa on the offensive end. So we'll see if the Mustangs put on any type of pressure. They do not. So Kevin Schaefer to bring the ball up into the front court, being guarded by Langford. Now hands it off to Noah Senna, being guarded by Briggs Wheatley. Senna's going to drive it down. There they're going to call a hand check. And that will be on Briggs Wheatley. That will be his first. And that will be the 7th. I have 7. Yes. That will be 7, so they will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. So that should be Noah Senna, so he will go to the line for the 1-and-1. He did hit one earlier. 16-10 here. And that free throw is up and good. So he will earn a second. Noah Senna at the free throw line. 17-10 here. Weld Central, and that free throw, nice looking shot there by Noah Senna. Wheatley to Edson, over into the corner now. Back up to Edson, to Briggs Wheatley out on the high right wing. Picks up his dribble to Campa. Campa's going to drive it down. Now going to be lost underneath by the Mustangs. Handed off. They're going to be another deep three, and that is up and good for Vince LeConte. Right at the buzzer. So that puts the lead to 11, 21-10 as we go to the second quarter on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Mustangs down 11, 21-10 as we start this second period with the Rebels in control. As now they have a discussion here at the scorer's table. I'm not sure just what is going on. It's not the score, I don't believe. I have it as 21-10. So I don't know just what there. I don't know if it's, I don't believe it's the possession arrow. But they're having a little discussion here at the scorer's table. Colorado Plains Medical Center, CPMC, has experienced physicians and a highly trained surgical team trained in the latest surgical procedures. Explore what procedures are possible in your hometown. Apparently they had the possession arrow in the wrong position, so it will be Fort Morgan Mustang basketball to start this second period. Nick Beltran into the front court as he looks to, he's going to hand it off to Marquez. Back to Beltran. Beltran right baseline. He's going to hand it off to Fajardo. Back to Beltran on that far side. Back to Marquez out at the top, 21-10. Weld Central. Campa in the corner. Now to Beltran at the elbow to Campa. I didn't see much of a foul there, but they're going to call an offensive foul on Jesse Campa. I didn't see much of a foul as he went in there. So I'm not sure where that, he didn't knock anybody down. He didn't hit anybody, it didn't look like. I'm not sure where that foul came from. So Schaefer give and go, and that is going to be a layup, but missed by Senna as he is fouled on the shot. And that will be Fernando Marquez. That will be his second. So going to the line will be Noah Senna to shoot 2. He is 3 of 3 so far from the free throw line. And that first one is up and good. He has a nice shot there from the free throw line. But Noah Senna was on fire. He had 3 threes in that first period. 15 points already on the night for Senna. And that next one is up and also in for Noah Senna, the senior from Weld Central. Jackson Langford across the timeline to Beltran on the left high wing. Now to Fajardo. He's going to drive it down. He's going to go up for the layup, but he is going to be fouled by Andrews. That will be his first. So that will send Braden Fajardo to the line to shoot 2. And that first free throw is going to be up and rims out. State Farm Insurance, like a good neighbor. Greg Mullen and his team are there to make the insurance world easier for you. Call them at 842-4555. Next free throw goes in for Fajardo. 3 points on the night for Fajardo. Andrews comes out. Senna comes out. Into the game will be Wade Fifolt and Leighton Utecht, as it is a 23-11 game here. Kevin Schaefer out front with the ball being guarded by Campa. Schaefer's going to drive it down the baseline, and that shot is going to be up and good on the layup by Schaefer. 4 points on the night for Schaefer. His first points here in this second period. Adam Cardona back into the game for the Mustangs. He came in. Jesse Campa is in. Back to Jackson Langford out at the point. 25-11 Rebels here as we play in the second period. Underneath to Cardona, and his shot is going to be up and no good, and then a jump is going to be called on the rebound. So now into the game for the Mustangs will be Chris Schneider, and Jesse Campa will come out. So Nick Beltran, yeah, it should be Weld Central ball. Fort Morgan got possession to start the quarter. So 25-11. Schaefer brings the ball up across the timeline, being guarded by Langford. Now a 3 is going to be taken way off the mark, but taken by Schneider for his first rebound. And then a turnover by Weld Central. So Beltran in control, sets up the play, gets it off to Langford out on the high right wing. Back to Beltran. Beltran fakes the 3. He's about 3 feet behind the line, gets it off now underneath. The ball is going to be knocked away, but there's going to be a foul called. I believe that is on Utecht. And that will be his second. Team 6, they will not be shooting any free throws yet. So into the game will be Dominic Jones for Leighton Utecht. They're saying it's a 1-and-1. I only have 6. So I don't know where that 7th one has come from. I think we'll take it. We'll let Adam Cardona go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. But I only have 6 team fouls so far on Weld Central. But Adam Cardona will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. First one is up and good for Cardona. 3 points on the night for Cardona. As a little conversation going on between Chris Schneider and the referee. Adam Cardona with foul shot number 2, up and good. 4 points on the night for Cardona. Full court press here now by the Mustangs as Schaefer on that far side. They're going to call a push foul over there, and that is going to be on, I believe that is Nick Beltran. That will be his second. 10th team foul. So Schaefer will go to the line to shoot 2. And that first free throw is off the back of the rim and no good. Mr. D's Ace Home Center, a proud supporter of all area athletes. They'll serve you with all your home, farm, and ranch supplies with three locations to serve you: Sterling Brush and Fort Morgan. Second free throw no good, but it's going to be rebounded by LeConte. And now a 3 for LeConte, up and no good. Nice job by Braden Fajardo with the rebound, and he drives it all the way down, and then he is going to be fouled. And that will go against Thibault. That will be his third. But Fajardo with the rebound, and he will go to the line to shoot 2, where he was just 1 of 2 moments ago. And that is up and good. 4 points on the night for Braden Fajardo. So you have Chris Schneider, Adam Cardona, Braden Fajardo. Mac Eccles has come in for Nick Beltran, and Jackson Langford on the floor. Second free throw also up and good for Fajardo. A little pressure here by the Mustangs as Schaefer gets the ball into the front court. He's going to hand it off to Jones. Now back out front to LeConte. Cross court to Thibault. And now another 3 is going to be taken. That is up and no good. Rebounded by Adam Cardona. And a foul. And that's going to be on Thibault. That is going to be his 4th.
20 again.
They say it's only 3. I have 4 on Thibault. So that will send Adam Cardona back to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. So back into the game will be Daniel Begler along with Bryce Andrews and Noah Senna back on the floor. So Adam Cardona to shoot a 1-and-1. He was just 2 of 2 moments ago. So free throw is off the rim and no good. Going to be rebounded by Andrews. As Noah Senna hands it off out front to Martinez. Adrian Martinez. And almost taken away on the far side, but knocked out of bounds by Braden Fajardo. So Andrews will inbounds far side, just in front court. As he looks to get it in. Gets it in to Noah Senna, being guarded by Jackson Langford. Picks up the dribble out at the point, now over on the far side, and a foul is going to be called by Braden Fajardo. He better not question it too much. They might light him up for one. So Andrews will go to the line to shoot 2, as that is the 10th team foul. And that first free throw is up and good. So he will shoot free throw number 2 as the score is 26-15 here for the Rebels as we play with 4:59 to go. That free throw is up and no good, going to be tipped around and finally fought for. But they say it's off of Dominic Jones, so the Fort Morgan Mustangs will inbounds. They get it into Fajardo in the back court with 4:50 to go here in this second period. Mac Eccles loses it on the baseline. So the first turnover here in this second period by the Mustangs. Looks like they're going to back off on the pressure here as they get the ball to Noah Senna as he brings it. They called Noah Senna for the travel. I didn't quite catch that, but Briggs Wheatley now into the game for Mac Eccles. So Braden Fajardo to inbounds far side. as they get the ball into Jackson Langford. Back over to Fajardo, to Wheatley, back to Fajardo out at the point. Now Fajardo is going to drive it down. Layup is going to be up and no good. Rebounded by Adam Cardona. His little hook shot is up and no good. Going to be rebounded by Begler. But 4 rebounds so far on the night. Now a 3 by Schaefer. That is up and good. Kevin Schaefer with a triple. 7 points on the night for Schaefer. 29-15. We play here with 4 minutes to go in the second period. Into the middle is Schneider underneath. Now back out to Fajardo, and that ball is going to be tipped away, and Jackson Langford with it. He's going to drive it down, and his layup is going to be up and no good, but he was fouled on the shot, so Jackson Langford will go to the line to shoot 2. And that foul is going to be on Begler, I believe. I believe that was number 31. That will be his first. So Jackson Langford will go to the line to shoot 2. So his first trip to the charity stripe here tonight, as that first free throw rattles around and is good for his first point of the night. Caden Edson back into the game for Chris Schneider, as we play with 3:47 to go here in this first half. The Mustangs down 13, 29-16. But Jackson Langford bounces that ball about 3 times, and then he is set, and that free throw is off the front of the rim and no good. Going to be rebounded by Andrews. Now Schaefer across the timeline, being guarded by Edson. Schaefer on that far side. Stumbles a little bit now to Andrews. Off to Begler, and that shot is up and no good. Going to be rebounded and finally taken away by Cardona. 6 rebounds on the night for Cardona. Now Langford for the 3, and that is up and good. Jackson Langford from downtown. 4 points on the night for Langford. 29-19, cuts that to a 10-point lead. Now Andrews on the far side, as he's going to kick it out. And that 3 is up and no good by Vince LeConte, rebounded by Jackson Langford, and his shot is going to be blocked. So that was a good no call there. That was a good block. And now an offensive foul as Noah Senna put his shoulder right. Oh, they're going to call it. They're going to call it what? They're going to call a flagrant foul on. Had a flagrant foul called on Caden Edson, but then they had a foul called on Noah Senna. So Edson with the flagrant foul. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm not sure. That was away from the ball as Senna drove it to the basket, and Caden Edson away from the ball. They call a flagrant foul as the Mustangs are down 10 with 2:56 to go. So we'll see what they call here, as they're going to bring the coaches together. We'll see what happens here, but excuse me, we'll see. Now they're talking to Andy Schoen, so we'll see what they do this as far as free throws are concerned. So Senna should have had we're going to send Schaefer to the line to shoot the flagrant fouls. So he was missed. I believe it was against, I believe Caden Edson did foul Schaefer. And that free throw is up and no good. So that was a good, again, I don't know if you would call it a good foul or not, but Schaefer is 0 for 3 so far from the charity stripe, and that one bounces around and does roll in for the point. 8 points on the night for Schaefer. And now Andy Schoen still with so possession now will still go to Weld Central. But I believe they did call a foul on Senna, but that would have been an offensive foul, so no shots would have been taken anyway. So 30-19 is Schaefer with possession as he's being guarded by Edson. Now on the near side to LeConte. Andrews' little spin move, and that layup is going to be up and no good. Going to be rebounded by Bagler. His shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Adam Cardona, and over the back will be Bagler for his second, but Adam Cardona, I have him with his 7th rebound here tonight. So nice job by Adam Cardona inside on the rebounds. So Adam Cardona with a chance to make a couple of free throws here. Missed his last 1-and-1 attempt. This will be a 2-shot 2, and that will be no good. So Fernando Marquez will come in for Jackson Langford. As Adam Cardona will shoot one more here. They're down 30-19. And that next free throw is up and good for Adam. As Schaefer, now they're going to call a foul on Caden Edson. So he's got to watch what he does. He already has one foul against him. Am I trying to think of not a technical foul? But Schaefer will go to the line to shoot 2. And that one is off the back of the rim and no good. Schaefer averages, let's see, Schaefer averages 16.2 points a game, but not from the free throw line, I don't believe. Now another over the back foul will be called on Bagler, and he has 3. But nice job by Briggs Wheatley, as he will go to the line now to shoot 2. But he did have position on Bagley. So now they have a discussion over here on the near side with the Weld Central coach. And Briggs Wheatley with foul shot number 1 is up and good. His first point of the night. Down to a 9-point lead with 2:36 to go. Bagler is going to come out with 3 fouls. Briggs Wheatley with that left-handed shot, and that is going to be up and good for Briggs. So 2 points on the night, both from the free throw line. Now as Schaefer is going to be guarded by Ortega as he has come back into the game. Now over on the far side to LeConte, being guarded by Wheatley. Now Andrews, it's going to be finally taken away by nice job there, and the shot is going to be up and blocked and battered around, and then Cardona is going to come up with it, and nothing. They're going to call traveling of all things. Against Fort Morgan, with all the possibilities of a foul being called under there, but only traveling will be called against the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Only their 7th turnover I have for them tonight. So a 30-second timeout is going to be taken by Weld Central. But we will just keep it right here. We just got kind of wild and woolly here towards the end of this second period, 30-22. With 2:11 to go here in this first half. Bank of Colorado is the only bank dedicated to help you make the most of living here. They're not just a bank in Colorado, they're Bank of Colorado. Proud supporter of local sports and academics. I'll get that right. Local sports and academics. So a flagrant had been called earlier, and that was on Caden Edson, so he is now on the bench. But Schaefer across the timeline, and he goes along that right side, keeps the dribble alive. Now they're going to try it's going to be taken away. Nice job by Ortega to take away that alley-oop. And that was what they were going to might call a step, but Adam Cardona to the line, and his shot is up and no good, right at the bucket. And now down court to Andrews. His shot in and out, rebounded by Adam Cardona, his 9th of the game. Nice layup, nice. Oh, and he misses. Fajardo misses the layup. Andrews comes down with it. Andrews all the way down. His layup is up and no good. Rebounded by Briggs Wheatley. Helter-skelter here at Fort Morgan High School. Fernando Marquez back over to Jacob Ortega, back to Fajardo out at the top. Got a minute 10 left here in this first period. Shot is going to be up and no good, but rebounded by Fajardo, and he misses. Now Noah Senna for a 3, and that is up and no good. Rebounded by Senna. His layup is going to be up and no good, but he is going to be fouled by Cardona. So that foul, that will go on Adam Cardona. That will be his 2nd. So that will send Senna to the line to shoot 2. So his first free throw up and good. He has not missed from the free throw line yet. So Jackson Langford and Mac Eccles come in for Adam Cardona and Fernando Marquez. So Noah Senna at the line, and that will be good. Yeah, it looks like Fort Morgan will call a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll just leave it right here with the score 32-22 Rebels with 53.5 seconds to go here in this first period of, or first half of play, excuse me. The Mustangs, I have unofficially with 7 turnovers, as is the Weld Central Rebels. Next up for the Fort Morgan Mustangs will be Tuesday night as they are home to the Windsor Wizards as they go back into league play once again. They will be home. That was a 7 o'clock tip for the boys. Now Fajardo on the near side up front to Eccles. Over on the far side to Wheatley as they get it underneath. Now they're going to hand it off, and Jackson Langford tried to get it to Ortega, but could not. Schaefer to bring the ball up court and get it across the half court, and they do. Schaefer being guarded by Ortega. Screened by Andrews. Schaefer with a jumper, and that is in and out. Rebounded by Briggs Wheatley, his 2nd of the night. That should have been a call to carry, but was not, and knocked out of bounds by Senna. So the Mustangs will retain possession right baseline of their basket as they are down by 10, 32-22. Ortega to inbounds for the Mustangs. He get it into Eccles in the corner, now to Fajardo. Back to Ortega for the 3, and that is up and good. Jacob Ortega from downtown cuts the lead to 7, 32-25 with 10 seconds to go, 9 seconds. Schaefer with possession, now to LaConte on the far side with 3 seconds. Back to Senna, back to Schaefer for the 3, and if it goes, it's good, but it does not. So Jacob Ortega closes out the scoring here in this first half with a 3, cuts the lead to 7, as the Weld Central Rebels will go to halftime with the lead, 32-25 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brian Nickell back here at Fort Morgan High School, still in the halftime mode. They had a junior cheerleader camp, and that delayed things here a little bit, but what a fun time for the young children out there as they got to do some cheerleading out here on the high school gymnasium floor. Coming up for the rest of the season here for the Fort Morgan Mustangs after tonight will be Windsor. The boys will be home, the girls will be away. And then after that, on Friday, February 7th, they will be at Skyline. Tuesday, February 11th, they will be home against Meade. And then on Friday, February 14th, they will be at Frederick. And on the 21st, the following Friday, they will be home to Roosevelt. So they will close out the year at home against Roosevelt on February 21st. But they need to hopefully get a win or two here if they want to continue on into postseason. They take 48 teams in that tournament to start the state tournament. And last I had seen, I didn't check it today, but they were sitting about 46 in the RPI. So they'll have to get some wins here if they want to continue on. It looks like the girls will probably make it. They are sitting last I saw, they were sitting at 39 on the RPI. So hopefully they will continue on. Hopefully both teams will get a chance to get in the postseason here, as they are down to about 12 seconds here. We'll see who comes out for the Mustang. Jackson Langford, Jacob Ortega, Adam Cardona, Nick Beltran, and it is Fernando Marquez. As for the Weld Central Rebels, it will be Daniel Bagler along with Noah Senna, Bryce Andrews, let's see who else is out there, Leighton Utek, and Kevin Schaefer. So Fort Morgan will inbounds here to start off the game. They get it into the corner to Langford, out front to Marquez. Now to Langford in that left corner, back out to Marquez, out at the point to Beltran. Nick to Marquez. He goes for the three, and that is off the rim and no good. The Mustangs run into each other, and it will be off of the Mustangs and out of bounds. So Weld Central will take the ball. So Bagler got hit in the mouth, it looks like, on the collision underneath, but no foul was called. So Schaefer with possession here as they get it up into the half court. And he's being guarded by Marquez out here on this right wing. Now they're going to get it underneath. Nice job, but thought it was going to be taken away as Ortega tipped the ball away, but Schaefer retained possession. Now Noah Senna for a deep three, and that's going to come up short. Rebounded by Adam Cardona, his 10th of the night. Now to Langford, his three off the front of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Cardona and then taken away. Now Andrews, and he is going to be fouled on the shot, and they're going to call it on Jackson Langford. That will be his second, and that will send Bryce Andrews to the line to shoot two. He has 3 points on the night. He is 1 of 1 from the three-point line, or from the free throw line, excuse me. And that free throw is up and good for Bryce Andrews, as he will shoot free throw number 2. And that is going to be up and off the back of the rim and no good. Rebound to Jackson Langford. Then there was a foul called on Jones. That will be his first. So team foul each on the Mustangs and Rebels as we play here. Jacob Ortega, his shot is going to be blocked by Andrews. So the Mustangs will retain possession as they will play in left baseline of their basket. They're down by 8, 33-25, if they have yet to score here in this third period. Beltran with a little jumper, and that is going to be up and no good. And then they called a foul And that is going to be on Jones. That will be his second. But that will send Nick. That was on the shot, so that will send Nick Beltran to the line to shoot 2. Be his first try at the line tonight, and that is going to be off the back of the rim and no good. So into the game is Vince LeConte. He comes in for Dominic Jones. Still 33-25 here with Beltran at the line, and that free throw up and good for Nick Beltran. His first point of the night. So Schaefer across the timeline. She's going to try to drive it, and he's going to pull it out and give it to Noah Senna here in the corner, being guarded by Langford out front near UTEC. And he's going to hand it back off to Senna. Senna's going to drive it down now to Andrews out on the left point. His little jumper, and they're going to call a foul. It looked like it was all ball, but they're going to call a foul on Jacob Ortega. And that will be his third. So that will send Bryce Andrews to the line to shoot 2. So Bryce Andrews, his first free throw is going to be up and no good. And it's Braden Fajardo will come in for Jacob Ortega. Ortega with 3. So 33-26. Weld Central, as we play with 6:26 to go here in this third period. That free throw is up and good for Andrews. So he is 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Beltran up across midcourt, now underneath and out front to Braden Fajardo. Back for a 3 for Fernando Marquez. Up and good. Fernando Marquez from downtown. 8 points on the night for Marquez. Cuts it to a 5-point lead, 34-29. Schaefer hands it off to Andrews out on the point. He's going to drive it down. Now kick it off to UTEC on the right side. Back to Andrews. He's going to go in, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Andrews as he's cleared out against Cardona. So that will be his second. As the Mustangs now will play it in with Nick Beltran as they're down 5, 34-29. See if they can get some offense flowing here. Marquez on the near side, now into the lane. That's going to be Jackson Langford. Too strong, though, and rebounded by UTEC. I think Langford might have been anticipating a little contact there and didn't happen. And now, they're going to call an offensive foul on Schaefer. I thought maybe they might call Nick Beltran for the foul, and I believe that's who was in there, but they did go against Weld Central. So Beltran brings it up now far corner to Marquez for the 3, and that is off the rim and no good. Going to be rebounded by Noah Senna as Senna brings it up court and cut off out front, and now handed off to Schaefer. Back to Senna out on the left wing. Now to LeConte for a 3, and that is going to be short. Going to be rebounded by Nick Beltran. I have him for 1, and now Beltran with the layup, and that is going to be no good. Rebounded by Cardona, and his shot is up and good for Cardona. And now a full timeout is going to be taken here as the Mustangs have closed this up to a 3-point game with 4:54 here. And we will take a timeout here on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. So 34-31 as we play with 4:54 here to go in this third period. The Mustangs have outscored the Weld Central Rebels by a count of 6-2 to start off this third period to cut it down to a 3-point lead for Weld Central. So Schaefer to LaConte being guarded by Cardona. Back to Schaefer for a three, and that is off the rim and no good. Tipped around and finally taken by Langford. Langford to Marquez, up and good. Nice job by Langford to get it to Marquez for the bucket. A 1-point lead here. Noah Senna to Vince LaConte for a three, and that's going to be short. Rebounded, it's going to finally be taken and then taken away. That should have been an over and back. And now to Schaefer, and that is going to be up and good for Schaefer. So Marquez to Langford in the lane. Langford's going to go up with it. He is going to be fouled by LaConte. I believe that will be his second. That will send Jackson Langford to the line to shoot two. He is 1 of 2 there in the second period. As Jackson Langford stands at the line as the Mustangs are down 3, 36-33 with 4:07 left here in the third period. So Jackson Langford with free throw number 1 is up and good. 5 points on the night for Langford. So Langford with foul shot number 2. As he bends at the knees, and that is up and good for Langford. As they cut this back to a 1-point game, 36-35 Rebels. As Kevin Schaefer brings it up across midcourt, hands it off to Senna over on the left side. Being guarded by Langford. Senna's going to drive it down. His shot is going to be up and no good. And over the back is going to be Andrews. I believe that would be his third. Nice job by the Mustangs to get position. And now Weld Central will put on some full court pressure. So the Mustangs need to set up their offense here. They get it into Langford here in the corner. Now underhand to Beltran. It's going to be a 2-on-1. No, a nice pass, but through the hands of Marquez and out of bounds. But a nice pass there by Nick Beltran. So 4 turnovers here in this third period by the Mustangs as Kevin Schaefer across the timeline. Weld Central up 1, 36-35. Now hands it off to Bryce Andrews. He's going to drive it down and little spin move into the lane, and that is going to be up and good. And then a little touch foul by Adam Cardona. So Bryce Andrews with a bucket and Adam Cardona with his third. So Jesse Campa will come in for Cardona. As Andrews will go to the line to shoot 1. He is 3 of 6 so far from the free throw line. As he bounces the ball, and then the shot is going to be up and good. So Fort Morgan now 2 inbounds. And Weld Central will put on the full court press. Get it to Jesse Campos. He gets it up into the front court, picks up his dribble, now gets it to Caden Edson into the lane. Caden Edson back to Briggs Wheatley. Briggs Wheatley to Edson. Edson with the fake. His shot is going to be up and no good. Going to rebound it to Campa. And then the 3 is going to be up and good. Jackson Langford from downtown. 39-38. 3 minutes to go here, third period. We got a good one going here in Fort Morgan. Weld Central and Fort Morgan. Vince LaConte is going to give it off to UTEC. His shot is going to be no good. Then they're going to call a foul. I believe that's on Briggs Wheatley. They're going to call that on Langford. That'll be his third. And that will send UTEC to the line to shoot 2. So UTEC with the first free throw, and that is off the back rim and no good. Keeps it at a 1-point game, 39-38. as Jacob Ortega checks back in for Jackson Langford. So Ortega comes in. He does have 3. Langford has 3. Adam Cardona also with 3 fouls. The UTEC back to the line for his second free throw, and that is going to be up and good for the 2-point lead, 40-38. As Ortega gets it off to Wheatley, now to Caden Edson as they get it up into the front court to Ortega out at the point, being guarded by Senna. He gets it off to Marquez, now to Wheatley on the out at the point. 2.5 to go here, third period, 40-38 Rebels. Jacob Ortega into the lane, gives it off to Jesse Campa. His shot is up and no good, but he gets his own rebound back and puts it up and good. Does Jesse Campa, ties it up here with just over 2 minutes to go at 40. So Schaefer off to Andrews. Andrews going to drive it, but he's going to pull it back out, and he's going to give it off to LaConte. He's going to hand it off now to Noah Senna, and his layup is going to be, they're going to call a foul on the shot, and that's going to be on Jacob Ortega. That will be his 4th. And that will send Noah Senna back to the line to shoot 2. Senna has 18 points on the night, and Senna has not missed. He is 7 of 7 from the free throw line. That free throw rims around and goes in. As Braden Fajardo comes in, and Jacob Ortega will take a seat here with 1:59 to go here in this third period. Noah Senna dribbles that ball a couple of times, bends. That free throw up and good. He is perfect from the line tonight. 9 of 9 from the free throw line. They get the ball to Edson, back to Fajardo up in the front court. Fajardo keeps that dribble alive. He's being guarded by UTEC. Now off to Fernando Marquez out the 3-point line. He's going to hand it off. Nope. He's going to keep it, gives it back to Edson out at the point. He's going to drive it into the lane. He's going to bounce pass it to Braden Fajardo. Up and good. Braden Fajardo. Got a nice feed there by Caden Edson. Ties it at 42. Noah Senna for 3, and that is going to be up and good. Senna from downtown. That is his 4th 3 for the night. And he was about 2 feet behind that 3-point line. Briggs Wheatley to Fajardo. Fajardo with a 3, and that is up and no good. Going to be rebounded by Campa. And then taken away. Nope. And back to Fajardo for a 3, and that is up and no good. Rebounded, and they're going to have a foul called underneath. They're going to call that on Campa. That will be his 2nd. So into the game will be thigh fault for Noah Senna. Some good action going on here. The Mustangs are down 3 though, 45-42. As Schaefer brings it up across the timeline, gets it off to Bryce Andrews out on the left wing. He's going to drive it in, and then it's going to be back to Andrews from thigh fault. Andrews going to drive it down. He's going to be fouled on the drive. They're going to call a hand check. And I believe that will be on Briggs Wheatley. That will be his 2nd. So to the line is Andrews. It will be a 1-and-1 for Andrews. And that first one is up and good for Bryce Andrews. So he will earn a 2nd. 9 points on the night for Bryce Andrews. UTEC comes out. Dominic Jones in for the Weld Central Rebels. And the next free throw is going to be up and good for Andrews. Now a 5-point lead as we play with 35 seconds. Braden Fajardo, his layup is going to be up and good and fouled. Braden Fajardo takes it to the rim, and he is fouled by Jones. Nice job there by Braden Fajardo. And he draws the and one. 47-44. You make it a 2-point game here, and that is in and out. Rebounded by Andrews. And then they call a little touch foul after the rebound. We'll see if that goes on. They called that on. They called that on Jesse Camp, I believe. That will be his third. So Andrews will go back to the line to shoot a 1-and-1, and that is off the rim and no good. Rebounded though. Oh my gosh, I don't see where they're calling these fouls from, but Schaefer will go back to the line after he gets the rebound. And that foul is going to go on Briggs Wheatley. That will be his third, I believe. And that will send Schaefer to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. Okay, now it is their 10th foul, so he will make up my mind. Okay, now it is he had 10, now 9. So it is a 1-and-1 as Schaefer bricks it. Rebounded though by Andrews, and his layup is going to be up and good by Andrews after he gets the rebound. 49-44 with 20 seconds. That ball is going to be taken away by the Rebels. With 12 seconds, now 11-10. Schaefer out front, he's going to hand it off to Andrews with 4 seconds. And the ball is going to be taken away by Caden Essen, and if it goes, but at the buzzer, it is a 5-point lead as we go to the fourth and final quarter here at Fort Morgan with the Rebels up 49-44 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brian Nickell back here at Fort Morgan High School. We got a good one going here with the Weld Central Rebels as they are up 49-44 as we enter the fourth period. The Mustangs did outscore the Rebels 19-17 in that period. So we will see what unravels here in this fourth period as Nick Beltran, Adam Cardona, Jackson Langford, Fernando Marquez, and Chris Schneider are on the floor for the Mustangs to start this fourth period, but the Rebels with possession as Kevin Schaefer gets it off now to Bryce Andrews. Bryce Andrews, nice job there by Nick Beltran for the steal. So Beltran picks it up now to Langford over in the corner. Back to Beltran out of the left wing. He's going to dribble it back up top as they try to get their offense set up here. Fernando Marquez back to Chris Schneider. Schneider to Beltran. Now underneath to Cardona, and his little layup is going to be up and good. Nice feed there by Beltran to get Cardona the ball. 9 points on the night for Adam Cardona. 12 rebounds on the night unofficially. Nice job by Schneider to cut off the drive there, and that layup is going to be up and no good. Going to be rebounded by Adam Cardona. So Fernando Marquez into the front court, hands it off to Beltran. Mustangs down 3, 49-46. We'll see if they can get over the hump here. Schneider to Beltran on the left wing. Beltran keeps that drive alive. Ball alive. Now the drive by Jackson Langford. up and in. Mustangs to within one, 49-48. Hands it off to Senna out front. Senna's going to drive it down that left side. His layup is going to be up and good by Noah Senna to make that a 3-point lead once again, 51-48. So Beltran with a little jumper, and his shot misses everything. And then nice job by Fernando Marquez to throw it off of UTEC and out of bounds. So Fort Morgan will retain possession as Chris Schneider comes out and Braden Fajardo comes in. So Marquez the inbound right baseline of the Mustang basket. As they get it into Adam Cardona in that right corner, picks up his dribble. Now they're going to call Cardona for the travel. So 14 turnovers on the night. The first one here in this fourth period for the Mustangs. One each for turnovers here in this fourth period on both teams. Over on the far side to UTEC. He's going to hand it off to Noah Senna. Senna for a deep three, and that's going to hit nothing. He was way out of bounds, or way out past it. He was out almost to a three-pointer in NBA time. So Mustangs will inbounds. Nick Beltran in the front court being guarded by Andrews. He's going to drive it down that right side. Little run-handed layup is going to be good by Nick Beltran. His first basket of the game, has 3 points on the night. 1 point lead again for Weld Central, 51-50. 5:30 to go here in this contest. Andrews back to Senna. Senna's going to hand it off to Schaefer, and his shot comes up short. And then Cardona with the shot, or the rebound, and then the layup, and it is going to count by Fernando Marquez. And then the foul will be on Schaefer. That will be his second. But Fernando Marquez with the speed, but a nice job there by Cardona once again on the boards. It looks like they're going to take a full timeout is Central, so we will take one with them here with 5:17 to go. The Mustangs are now up 52-51 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brian Nickell back here at Fort Morgan High School as the Mustangs have now taken the lead 52-51 with 5:17 to go here in this fourth period. The Mustangs have outscored Weld Central 8-2 so far in this fourth period. But going to the line will be Fernando Marquez after the rebound by Adam Cardona. I have him unofficially with 14 rebounds. So Fernando Marquez to the line to shoot one. He has not been to the free throw line yet tonight. He can make this a 2-point lead here for the Mustangs. As that free throw is off the back of the rim, no good. They're going to call a push foul underneath on their rebound, and that will be on Jackson Langford. That will be his fourth. So now Bryce Andrews will go to the line to shoot two. He is 6 of 10, it looks like, so far from the free throw line tonight. Is Bryce Andrews. Dribble, bend the knees, and that is off the back of the rim and no good. So Jacob Ortega comes in for Jackson Langford at the 5:16 mark. Mustangs still lead at 52-51. Yes, Bryce Andrews with foul shot number 2 coming up here. And that one is up and good. Ties it up at 52. So the Mustangs playing with the 11-4 Weld Central Rebels here tonight. It's all tied up with 5 minutes to go here in the 4th period. Underneath to Fernando Marquez, now going to be taken away on the turnover. And then a foul is going to be called in the back part, and they're going to call that on Braden Fajardo. That will be his second. And that will send Noah Senna to the line to shoot 2, where he is perfect from the line tonight. He is 9 of 9 from the charity stripe. With exactly 5 minutes to go, Noah Senna at the line to shoot 2. That first one is up and good. Noah Senna averages 12 points a game. He is sitting at, looks like 26 points so far tonight. And 10 of those from the free throw line. So that last foul was on Braden Fajardo. That is just his second. So Bryce Andrews to go to the line to try to put Weld Central up 1. And that free throw is going to be up and good. He just does not miss. He has a very nice shot from the free throw line. So the Mustangs into the front court with Jacob Ortega is going to hand it off to Nick Beltran out at the point with 4:50 to go. Off to Fernando Marquez. Back, it's going to be stolen. Not a good job as Schaefer goes up with it and gets the ball to roll in, does Schaefer, but a turnover by the Mustangs. Now to Cardona. Underneath to Braden Fajardo. Goes through Cardona's hands into Fajardo for the basket. Mustangs down 2, 56-54. Noah Senna going to drive it into the lane. Looked like he traveled and nothing called. Now a foul will be called on Noah Senna after the shot. And Fernando Marquez with the rebound. And I believe that will be, see if that is a 1-and-1. If they put that up yet. Looks like it's still just 9. We'll see what it is, if it's a 1-and-1 or if they have put that up there as a 10th foul yet. So it looks like it will be a 1-and-1 for Fernando Marquez, only the 9th team foul, but Fernando Marquez will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. We'll see if they can get him down, and that ball is in and out. Rebounded, though, by Adam Cardona. Now Nick Beltran with a little floater up and no good. Rebounded, going to be taken away by LeConte. And then a foul will be called. I believe that is going to be on Nick Beltran. That will be his third, and that will send LeConte to the line to shoot 2. Fort Morgan is over the limit. As LeConte tonight with 3 points. First one is up and good for Vince LeConte. Briggs Wheatley in for Nick Beltran. So free throw number 2 comes up. That's off the back of the rim and no good. Going to be saved. Nope. Going to be off of Fort Morgan and out of bounds. So Weld Central will retain possession with Vince LeConte to inbounds, or Bryce Andrews, to inbounds left baseline of their basket. Now they're calling, apparently Adam Cardona not giving him enough room or something on the inbounds. So Andrews to inbounds once again. Almost taken away. They do take it away. Nice job there by Briggs Wheatley as he gets it into the hands of Jacob Ortega. 3:58 to go. Ortega all the way down. Backwards layup. Up and good. Jacob Ortega with a reverse layup and the foul on UTEC. That will be his third. Jacob Ortega, 5 points on the night. He'll go to the line to shoot one. It's only a one shot, so they will let him come in. 5-fault comes in for UTEC. Jacob Ortega to go to the line to shoot one. This will be his first time at the free throw line. The Mustangs can tie it here with a free throw from Jacob Ortega. And it is up and off the rim and no good. Tipped around and taken by Andrews. Now to Noah Senna here on the near side. They look to get it underneath to Andrews. Noah Senna is going to back it out. He's being guarded by Marquez. They do get it to Andrews, being guarded by Adam Cardona. Going to hand it off. A three by Schaefer, and that is up and no good. Going to be rebounded by Jacob Ortega. Ortega's going to kick it off to Marquez for the three. Up and good. Fernando Marquez from downtown. His second three of the night puts the Mustangs up 59-57, 3:16 to go. Noah Senna backs it out, being guarded by Jacob Ortega. Man-to-man defense here by the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Hands it off to Schaefer. Schaefer being guarded by Fernando Marquez. Now to Noah Senna over on the high right wing. He's going to drive it down. They're going to call a foul. They're going to call that on. I thought it was Briggs Wheatley, but it will be on Braden Fajardo. That will be his third. And that will send Noah Senna back to the line, where he is perfect tonight so far. 11 of 11 from the free throw line is Noah Senna. He gets free throw, and that is up and good. So Caden Edson will come in for Braden Fajardo here with 2:56 to go, and Mustangs up one. 59-58. The Rebels have a chance here to tie it with a free throw from Noah Senna. And that free throw is going to be up and good. That ties it up here at 59. The Mustangs get the ball in with Wheatley, gets it across the timeline, gets it over to Ortega, back to Wheatley. Now to Edson at the left baseline. He's going to pull it back out. Ortega with it now on the left high wing underneath. Wide open. Briggs Wheatley up and good. On the assist from Jacob Ortega, the Mustangs up 2, 61-59, 2:32 to go. Kevin Schaefer out front, being guarded by Fernando Marquez over on the far side. 5-fault, and that shot is going to be blocked, and then a jump is going to be called, and that possession arrow will be to the Mustangs. But a nice job out there on the block, as Fort Morgan now will take possession here. 2:21 to go. They're up 2, 61-59. They've hit that magic mark here of 60 points. So we'll see if that holds true tonight for the Mustangs, as they do get it up across the timeline, get it over to Fernando Marquez, back to Briggs Wheatley out high with 2:11 to go. Briggs Wheatley now to Caden Edson, back to Wheatley out high on the left point. He dribbles it against Senna, now to Marquez over on the right wing. Now through the hands. Oh, turnover. Not a good pass, but it went through the hands of Caden Edson. So turnover here. I have 4 for the Mustangs unofficially here in this fourth period. But Kevin Schaefer across the timeline as the Rebels look to tie or take the lead. So Schaefer from the right elbow. Shot is up and no good. Going to be rebounded by Andrews. And then a foul is going to be called underneath. And we'll see who they call this on for the Mustangs. And that will be on Briggs Wheatley. That will be his fourth. This will send Bryce Andrews to the line to shoot 2. He was 1 of 2 earlier here. So the Mustangs with 1:40, 61-59 with the lead, and that free throw is up and good for Andrews. 61-60. Andrews can tie it here with a free throw. And that free throw is going to be up and good. All tied up here at 61 with 1:40. As Briggs Wheatley brings it across the timeline to get set up the Fort Morgan offense. They get it to Ortega. And now to Marquez. Marquez back to Ortega for the three. Off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Briggs Wheatley. Shot is up and missed. Rebounded by Cardona and then taken away. And there should be a foul on Weld Central, I would think. And that will go against Jones. That will be his third. But nice strong move there by Adam Cardona as he will now go to the line to shoot 2. He is 3 of 6 so far. Nice shot there by Adam Cardona as it goes in. That breaks the tie, 62-61 with 1:21 to go here in the fourth period. Adam Cardona at the free throw line, trying to extend this to a 2-point lead. And that one is off the back. Oh, it goes in. Had the soft touch there, and it rolls in. The Mustangs with a 2-point lead, 63-61 with 1:20 and counting here in this fourth period. Schaefer's going to drive it down. A little shot is going to be up and no good, but they're going to call a foul. They could have called an offensive foul as he cleared out, but that is going to go on Adam Cardona. That will be his fourth, and that will send Schaefer to the line to shoot 2. He has 12 points on the night. Not a real good free throw shooter, and that is off the back of the rim and no good. For somebody that averages 16 points a game, he does not shoot well from the free throw line. UTEC back into the game for Jones. The Mustangs still up 2, 63-61. With Kevin Schaefer at the line, and that free throw is up and good. As the Mustangs look at some pressure here, they get the ball into the hands of Caden Edson, hands it off to Ortega, still in the backcourt. With 1:05 to go here, the Mustangs up 1, 63-62. Let's see if the Mustangs can continue it here. Marquez with a drive, and then that was just too hard a pass as he tries to get it to Adam Cardona. But that close, and that is just too hard a pass from Fernando Marquez. And Weld Central will call a timeout, but we will keep it right here. As the Mustangs are up 1, 63-62. But a nice job by Adam Cardona tonight. I had said earlier before the game started that their inside game was going to lack here, but not tonight. Adam Cardona, I have him with 16 rebounds and 11 points. So a nice job by Adam Cardona here tonight for the Fort Morgan Mustangs as they lead at 63-62. And Weld Central will inbounds far end of the court with 57.8 seconds. So Fernando Marquez, Caden Edson, Jacob Ortega, Adam Cardona, and Briggs Wheatley on the floor for the Mustangs. Schaefer on this near side. They're going to try and get it back and taken away. Turnover by the Weld Central Rebels. Nice job by Adam Cardona to get in there and get that ball taken away. Caden Edson gets it off to Jacob Ortega. They're into the front court, 35 seconds. And now a foul on the far side by LeConte. That will be his third. And they are over the line, so that will send Fernando Marquez to the line to shoot 2. And Marquez is 0 for 2 so far here in this fourth period. He has not made a free throw yet tonight. Marquez up and good. Fernando Marquez drains it, puts the Mustangs up 2 with 33.1 seconds. So he can extend this to a 3-point lead, 64-62. Next shot is up and also good. Fernando Marquez ups the lead to 3 for the Mustangs, 65-62. Schaefer hands it off to Senna. Senna's going to kick it out to UTEC. Now off to Schaefer. Out to Senna. Senna's going to drive it down, and now underneath to LeConte, and that is going to be up and good by LeConte. To cut this to a 1-point lead with 19.6 seconds, 65-64. A full timeout is going to be taken here by Weld Central, so we'll take one more with them as the Mustangs lead at 65-64 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brian Nickell back here at Fort Morgan High School. What a great game we have going here tonight. 65-64 Fort Morgan with 19.6 seconds. Fort Morgan will inbounds at the defensive end of their court with Briggs Wheatley on the court along with Fernando Marquez, Caden Edson, Adam Cardona, and Jacob Ortega. Fernando Marquez will inbounds, being guarded by Andrews. As they get it in to Briggs Wheatley. Wheatley to Cardona. Back. Called a foul out here. Let's see who there goes to the line. That is going to go on Schaefer. That will be his third. So now Adam Cardona. For he was just 2 of 2. And as they wait for UTEC to tie his shoe, Adam Cardona at the line to shoot to 65-64, 16.2 seconds to go. See if the Mustangs can hang on to this lead here. See if Adam Cardona can extend it. And that is up and good by Cardona. 3 of 3 here in this fourth period from the free throw line. So a 2-point lead, 66-64. Adam Cardona, shot number 2, up and no good. Going to be rebounded by Schaefer. So 11 seconds, 10 seconds. Schaefer for the 3, and that is up and no good. Rebounded, and they're going to call a foul on Fernando Marquez for back and under. I believe that's how they're going to call it. They're going to call that on Marquez for back and under Andrews. That will send Andrews to the line to shoot 2. He has hit 9 free throws tonight, but he will shoot 2 here with the Mustangs up 2, 66-64. First free throw is up and good. Mustangs with a 66-65 Fort Morgan, 5.3 seconds. A timeout now is going to be called by the Fort Morgan Mustangs. It will be a full timeout, but we will just keep it right here. But what a great game we've had here tonight in Fort Morgan, with the Mustangs leading at 66-65. They were down 49-44 at the end of 3. They were down 21-10 after 1, 32-25 at half, and then down 5 at 49-44. And then outscored Weld Central 19-17 in that third period. But Andrews will go to the line here to try and tie it up. We'll see if the timeout here by Coach Andy Schoen will pay off, if Andrews will miss it. And if it is missed, I hope Mustangs can get the rebound. But Briggs Wheatley, Caden Edson, Adam Cardona, Fernando Marquez, and Jacob Ortega on the floor. As Bryce Andrews with foul shot number 2 to try and tie it up. And that free throw is up and good. We're all tied up at 66. The Mustangs get it into Caden Edson. Get it up to Adam Cardona. Fernando Marquez busted. Oh, up and no good. The Mustangs had a number. Oh, they called a foul on the shot. They called a foul on Vince LeConte. Now they're going to check and see if there was any time left on the clock. The coaches from Weld Central are saying that time had run out. So we need to see, we're going to have to see what they're going to come up with here, if time had run out or not. But if not, Briggs Wheatley will go to the line to shoot. We'll see if there was any time left. And I don't know how they do it. They can't go back and review anything. So we will see. They're going to bring them together here and talk it over. We'll see what they decide, if it is going to be over here, or if they're going to go to overtime, or if Briggs Wheatley is going to be able to shoot. But the Mustangs had a nice clear shot at the basket, and Marquez underhanded it and kind of hit the bottom of the rim. So it looks like Briggs Wheatley is going to get a chance to go to the line. To shoot 2, I believe. They're going to see how much they're going to put. They just gave a warning to Weld Central with 4/10 of a second left on the clock. So Briggs Wheatley, Briggs Wheatley tonight is 2 for 2 in the second quarter. So he will have a chance here to put the Mustangs up 2 with 4/10 of a second left here. Try to seal this thing at 66. Briggs Wheatley with that left-handed shot is up and good. Briggs Wheatley puts the Mustangs up 1. 4/10 of a second left. They're going to back the Mustangs out of the lane so they don't create a foul. Briggs Wheatley for free throw number 2 is up and no good. Rebounded by Andrews and no good. And the Fort Morgan Mustangs in a great game here at Fort Morgan High School against Weld Central. Win it 67-66 on a free throw by Briggs Wheatley with 4/10 of a second left. We will take a break and be back with the final numbers here on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.